Welcome to episode 2 of Cleaning Out My Collectibles. Today we're going to dive into a container with the label of comics on them. I don't believe I've been through this box in about 8 years. My history with comics, pretty simple. I'm a poser when it comes to being a comic book collector or a comic book fan. I'm a wannabe. I've always wanted to really get into them, but I never really did. My father used to buy me comic books weekly when I was a little boy. That story, my parents got divorced when I was 2.5 years old. And for the first year, my father would come pick me up, take me to his house on weekends. My father lived in Arroway in Pennsylvania. And we'd always stop at Toys R Us for 2 toys. And after a year about doing that, toys got too expensive for my father, so it turned into 2 comic books every week. And from 1984 to 1986, I got 2 comic books a week for the drive down to Pennsylvania from my mom's house in New Jersey. Fortunately, that stopped in 1986. I think that's when I started playing soccer, and Saturdays became soccer day instead of comic book day. But here I have a bunch of comic books. I haven't been through them in a long time. Most of them, I hope, are from the 80s, mid 80s. I do know I sold off a good amount of them about 10 years ago. Had an ad on Craigslist before Marketplace became popular. And some guy from Long Island came to Jersey and bought up a whole bunch of my collectibles. You saw I have about 100 containers of collectibles here. This guy filled up his Yukon with collectibles and gave me $3,000 for a bunch of stuff. Some stuff I regret selling, some stuff I was very glad to get rid of. But I knew some of the comic books I really had no interest in keeping were in there. So let's just dive into what I got. This Punisher right now I know is not from 84 to 86. I believe my close friend back in the day gave me this comic. But got a whole bunch of comic books in here. Again, I'm not going to go through every single one. You're going to see a lot of them are Bronze Age comics. I'm an Incredible Hulk fan. So some I bought in later years. Some I had from early on. Here's the #1 Venom. All right, so these are ones I bought later on in life, obviously. So I held on to a lot of the big names and got rid of the ones that weren't so big names. So hopefully there's some nice ones in here. I don't know what kind of gems are in here or not. I'm not really sure what kind of stuff I kept, but I'm the kind of person who used to save things. If comic characters are on there, or Disney characters on there, or athletes are on there. Here's a Chef Boyardee can from, here's a date, 2002. I remember I was living in Boston at the time. 2002, I saved this bad boy. Never really was a fan of the food, but I probably bought it back then because of this, and I saved the damn label. So we have some stuff here. Here's a bag from a comic book store I saved. A wrapper from the X-Men cards from back in the day, 93. I have a Mumra figurine, which I do have a container of Thundercat stuff, so we'll get to that eventually. Garbage Pail Kids. These are original Garbage Pail Kids from the 1980s. So you have them labeled Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, Series 6, Series 7. I don't believe these are complete sets. I know some of them, the stickers were taken away because I know as a little kid these things were worth any money. But yeah, some of them are just the backings. Yeah, these are all gone. That's unfortunate, right? Look at that. 5-year-old me is kicking himself in the tail right now. But why am I even bother keeping these, right? So I guess the backs make a nice little poster. So hopefully there's a complete set there. At least of the backings. All right, might be worth something. So inside my container of comic books is Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, look at these guys. This is all in a sticker book somewhere. That's unfortunate. Series 3. But I did hold on to the backings. I said hopefully the backings have some kind of value to them because there's no stickers here. Now there's some. Drew Blood. Alice Island. Snotty Sam. All right. So some are not used up. Half Nelson. I remember this one. Half Nelson. So that's what from Series 3. Now, why are these bad boys in the case? Are these Series 1 maybe? Might be some Series 1 ones. I'm not totally sure. Let's see. Jade Decay. Yeah, I think these are Series 1. Can't even see the date on it. My eyesight's going. Too much cell phone time. Blasted Billy. Virus Chris. Drippy Dan. Creepy Coward. Brainy Jane. Tommy Toon. So I believe these are all Series 1s. I mean, if they're all beat up, are they worth anything? I don't know. I have to explore that in another video someday. So some Garbage Pail Kids stuck into my comic book collection here. Oh boy, why are these like this? 4th series checklist. Oh, so these might be the ones that the stickers were not taken apart. Let's see. I'm trying to think what my... So Series 4, Garbage Pail Kids. Okay, so some stickers were removed, some weren't. Maybe these are duplicates. I don't know why they're backwards. I'll explore that another day. But some Garbage Pail Kids here stuck inside my comic book collection. So, put these to the side, get back to these. Eventually, I think these are pins from the Batman movie. Yes. Batman came out in 1989. That was a big deal. Big deal for us comic book people. I wasn't a huge comic book guy, but I had friends that were. And my next door neighbor was 5 years older than me. My best friend, Jason, he was a big Joker guy, and I think he's the one that gave me that Punisher comic book, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, when the Batman movie came out, man, that was awesome. That was a good time. I was in 4th grade at the time, or just finishing up 4th grade, I think. Silver Surfer pack. It was open from 1992. Don't know if these cards are worth anything, huh? These special ones, or are they how they all look? I don't know too much about the Silver Surfer cards. Dr. Doom. Alright. Put that to the side for now. What else is in my comic book collection here? A House of Pain CD. Yes. So when my last cassette player stopped working before streaming, I went out and bought the CD, because you need, have to play House of Pain every single St. Patty's Day, right? The comics. So this, I don't know where I got this from. I think I got it in a cereal or something. I don't remember where I got that from. I don't collect Legos. I wish I did, but I don't. He's a Disney comic book from 1986. Remember these things? These Incredible Hulk viewfinder. Were they viewfinders? I forgot what these things are called. These Incredible Hulk ones. You can see that what's inside there. Got some more comic cards. It's a promo card from 1993. Man, I wish I kept better shape of these guys. I know these go for a decent penny with some of them anyway. Some of the comic book cards from 1990. So, this was in 1976. I think it came from an umbrella. It says right there, umbrella. It's from an umbrella from when I was a little kid. I held on to this thing. You believe that? A little boy held on to this. Mind you, I wasn't born in 1976. I was born a few years later, but held on to this thing. Pretty cool collectible. Alright, get rid of this stuff here. Some more cards. More viewfinder stuff. Alright, let's check out some of these comic books I have. So I hope most of them are from the 80s. Or these obviously aren't from the 80s. Picked up this. Well, this one's not anyway. Ghost Riders. #1. That's from 2002 maybe. I went through a little phase of just going to comic book stores and buying number ones, hoping I hit home run and get a nice number one, but it didn't work out too well. Like I said, I'm a Hulk fan, so Spider-Man, Hulk, Batman, my 3 favorite comics. So I held on to all those comic books. These are some Bronze era comics for you as I hit the camera. Number 1, Spider-Man Adventures. Number 1, I don't know, Spider-Man something. First all new collector's edition. Spider-Ham number 3. These were reprints of the early Spider-Mans. I think the Newark Star Ledger had these weekly. I believe that's where this came from. When it was maybe 50-year Spider-Man anniversary or something like that. I think they came in the newspaper for free. These are reprints, unfortunately. Not the original number 1 Spider-Man, but these are cool collectibles anyway. Excuse me. A lot of Spider-Man stuff here. As I said, I held on to all my Spider-Mans. I know that much. Didn't get rid of them. Web of Spider-Man. I had these all organized too. I'm messing them up. Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Deadly Foes of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man. I believe the Amazing ones are the best ones. There's Amazing. Annual from 1998. So I occasionally would buy them here and there. I mean, you could go to any flea market and find comic books for $1. Some of these used bookstores have comic books cheap. So Punisher, Iron Man, Avengers number 360, Wolverine number 150. So I did buy some of these later on in life. Here's a Wolverine Wizard magazine. But the majority of these bad boys came from a ride from New Jersey to Pennsylvania from my dear old dad when he would pick me up. Like I said, I started getting back into it in my 20s when I graduated college, early 20s, and I just stopped again because, I don't know, when you get older, you get responsibilities. Sometimes money has to go to places other than comic books. So Wonder Woman, I had my daughter into Wonder Woman when she was 1, 2, and 3 years old. Flash, she was able to name all the DC Justice League people. Now she's 5. She doesn't know a damn thing. Superpowers first issue. I mean, is that worth anything? I don't know. Justice League of America. See all those comic books. A lot of comic books here. Don't want to drag this video on for too long. I mean, maybe some of your comic book heads are enjoying this. Teen Titans. The new Teen Titans. So I kept all my big name ones and Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars head. Can't wait to go through my Star Wars collectibles. I kept all my toys from the mid-'80s. Eventually I get to them. But here's Star Wars comics, which I never read. I mean, they're not canon anyway, right? So if you're a Star Wars head, I mean, they're not really canon, so what's the point? So I bought a couple number 1s. I think I have another one somewhere too. This is a number 1 Star Wars. Some more Hulk ones. Spawn number 1. I bought this off the street in New York. It was not bootleg. Definitely sometime in the 2010s. My wife and I was in New York. Some guy was selling comic books on there, and I can't remember what I paid for it. But here's Spawn number 1. Fantastic Four stuff. These comic books, I forget where they came from. Is it the movie theater maybe? I had a bunch of these. I sold a lot of them off. I worked in a movie theater when they re-released the Star Wars movies. George Lucas messed them up by adding new technology to the originals and made Han Solo shoot second and destroy those. That was the start of destroying the Star Wars franchise. And I got a lot of good freebies from that. But here's some Star Wars comic books from back in the day. Like I said, I have more of those X-Wing things. I think I got them in a movie theater. I can't remember. It says Wizard up there. Maybe I got it from buying a Wizard magazine. But alright, so we're going to end this video. I don't want to keep on dragging it on here, but clean out my collectibles. Episode number 2. Comic books. Hit that like button. Subscribe. subscribe to the channel. Hope to be churning out several of these videos per week if I can. For those of you interested, see what a loser like me did with all his money and time as a kid and even adult. There's the episode where Robin dies, the issue. I think it's the only comic book I read from start to finish, if I'm not mistaken. Thought that when that first came out, which was that? Was that 89, 90 maybe? Can't remember the exact year, but I did read that one. Definitely read that one. The rest of these, I can honestly say, I don't think I even read. Never even read them. I looked through the pages on the ride from my dad's house, but never looked at them again. And they just sat in my father's house, who unfortunately was a smoker. So smokers out there quit. My father is currently dying of lung cancer upstairs, 2 floors up from where I'm filming this. He's texting me as I'm making these videos. Quit smoking. But anyway, back to regularly scheduled programs. Death of Superman. Spoiler, he comes back. Annual 1991. So I always had a place in my heart for comics. I was always a wannabe comic book guy. You know, baseball cards consumed my life from 89 to pretty much 99 and beyond. Superman 600, Supergirl, Superboy. I saved all the supers. Superman vs. Masters of the Universe, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm coming back with another video one of these days. So keep tuning in. Subscribe, like button. See you later. Peace.